This episode was made possible thanks to generous supporters on Patreon. Today's video is a tutorial of one of my tracks, namely the piece called Diamind from my third album Opus 1880. And this tutorial was requested by one of my Patreon supporters, Bjarte Voshoik. So let's get started. I decided to make this tutorial in two parts because this track there is very prominent acoustic guitar along with lead guitar, and I think they both deserve attention. So in today's episode we will deal with the acoustic guitar part, which due to technical reasons I will demonstrate on electric guitar. Before we start, I want to clarify some things about the tuning. The entire album has recorded according to a 444 Hz, which is slightly above the standard of 440. It's a long topic why I chose this tuning. I may do a video in the future about that, but for now we focus on this track. Originally the piece was written in C# minor, and then I wanted to have a little bit of darker mood, and also I had to find a good solution to fit the track within the album because I wanted to have a smooth flow between the keys of the different songs. So that's why I transposed the entire track to C minor. But since the track, as I said, was composed in C# minor and there were a lot of beautiful open string chords, and I wanted to keep this, and therefore the acoustic guitar only is in half step down tuning, and this is also the tuning of this guitar, and currently this is the only guitar that I have in this tuning, so I am using this one for the purpose of this tutorial. So, as I said, we're in half step down tuning, and I will name the chords from the perspective of C# minor because I'm sure that most of you would be happy to do that way instead of transposing like crazy all the time, which actually many musicians are forced to do, but this is a topic for another video. So first a little bit about the structure of the song. There is an intro, which is 4 chords intro, and it's at the beginning of the song. It also appears at the end of the song. And there we have something that's like the verse in a standard song. It appears twice in the song with small variations at the end. We have a chorus type of part. We have a middle 8 type of part, which is essentially the solo. And we've got some small part which serves as intermedia. You can imagine these small parts like something that serves to divide bigger parts and to give a little bit of air for the listener. So I will start addressing the parts one by one. And of course, for those of you who support me on Patreon, there will be a tab for this song. So let's dive into it. First, we start with the 4 chords intro, and this is an approach that I like very much. It's the open position chords. You can hear a lot of them in the work of Eric Johnson, for example, and many other versatile and educated musicians. They use them quite a lot in their phrasing. And this is the same type of chord that I used here in the intro. So we've got C#, we've got G#, and on top we've got E. So we've got essentially 3 notes, but they are spread wide apart. So the first chord is that, C# minor. Then the next chord is B major, but it's with D sharp in the bass, therefore it's like an inversion. So D sharp, B, and F sharp on top. Now you probably see how beautiful these open string chords, open position chords sound like. And the third chord is E major sus4, and it's still open position. So we've got E, then on top of that we've got the 5th degree B, and then on top of that we've got the sus4, which is A, and then the last chord is we're just resolving to E major. So the full section goes like this. And then we repeat it one more time. And after that, there is an introduction of the chorus type of theme, but it's in sort of simpler version. It consists of several chords. It starts again in C sharp minor, and we've got strumming across the full chord. The next chord is G sharp minor, and we've got a little bit of ornamenting here, so the two chords together. The next chord is A major, but it starts as A sus2 and with a small hammer-on with the pinky on the second string, so we start like this, and then we hammer on with the pinky, and then we play again open second string, and finally we resolve to E major. So this is like the first section of the chorus part. Let's recap: C sharp minor, G sharp minor, A sus2 with a hammer-on, and then release, and finally E major. And it goes like this. Then we've got another 4 chords. They move in similar fashion, and they are almost like answer of this chord progression so far. So we've got F sharp minor, but in this open position type of chord again. It's kind of cheating here because playing it like that is quite uncomfortable. But as I mentioned in the previous episode, which was about open string chords, I will put links in the description. You can cheat here by muting the 4th string, and this chord sounds almost the same as this one, but it's much easier to play, and this is the cheat element here. So this is the first chord of the second half of the chorus: F sharp minor, then E major again, and then we've got D major. D major is a chord that doesn't belong to the key of C sharp minor. It's borrowed from the subdominant key. The subdominant key is F sharp minor, and it's there just to add a little bit of question, like what's going on here. And here we've got the same type of hammer-on thing that we had on A major, and this is like the corresponding figure. So we do a hammer-on with the 3rd finger on the 4th string. It's again like going from sus2, we hammer on the 3rd degree of the chord, and then we play again the 2nd degree of the chord, in this case E. And then we resolve to A major. In this particular case it's a power chord, or A5 we should write it. And now let's recap. We've got F sharp minor, E major, D major, the borrowed chord, and finally A major. So the whole section together sounds like. Now, if we combine it with the first 4 chords, we get pretty much almost the entire chorus. And now we repeat the first section one more time. And here we've got a variation. Instead of F sharp minor, we play F sharp major. And it's not just F sharp major, but it's also F sharp major 11. This B string here is the added 11 note. It's also a borrowed chord. It doesn't belong to the key of C major. It's borrowed this time from the dominant key, G sharp minor, and it's there to bring a little bit of Dorian feel, like to make it less minor, less depressive. Dorian mode generally sounds a little bit more uplifting compared to the Aeolian mode, and this is why many people use it to have a little bit more like brighter version of the minor key. So here we've got, and then we've got G sharp major, which would be the major dominant in the key of C sharp minor, major dominant as if we play harmonic minor. So and then we've got 2 transitional type of chords which essentially lead very nicely back to the tonic. And this is a type of bass line that you can hear in many songs. And basically we resolve to the tonic. It's the Addams Family movement. And it's a very logical movement from the major dominant to the tonic. And I just harmonized this again using open position chords. So this here is essentially F sharp major but with A sharp in the bass. See, this is the case where you should call this A sharp, not B flat, because the key signature requires it. So this is A sharp, here we've got F sharp on the 4th string, and the top note is C sharp on 3rd string. And essentially this is the F sharp major with A sharp in the bass. And then we just do the same fingering 2 frets up, and this is how we get G sharp major with 3rd degree in the bass. In this particular case, this note should be named B sharp, not C. This is one of these confusing moments, why the hell? But this is just how music theory works, and we just need to call this B sharp because it's alteration of the 3rd degree of the chord, which would be otherwise minor in this key. So this section goes like this. And thus we're getting the entire chorus section ready. So this is of course the shortened simple version of the chorus. Later in the song we will have another repetition which will have another add-on at the end, but we'll get there when we get there. So here we've got this intermediate part that I talk that serves as a divider, and this is just a sequence of few chords, very simple. Here we've got C sharp minor 7, and this is again open string chord. So it's played like a regular power chord. We've got C sharp, G sharp, and again C sharp here. And we've got second and first string open. And this is C sharp minor 7. And it's arpeggiated. So we go 5th, 4th, and then we jump to first string, and we go down to the 3rd. The next chord is E major, it's also arpeggiated. We play only the bottom 4 strings, so 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd. And then we've got F sharp major added 11. This is the same chord as a moment ago. And here we play 5th string, 6th string, 5th, 4th, 3rd, and open 2nd. And then we've got the C sharp again with the same arpeggiation. And at the end we've got a D major, D major 13th, and here we've got B, which is the root, we've got A, which is the 5th, here we've got C sharp, which is the major 7th, open 2nd string is the 13th, open 1st string is the 9th, we don't have 11th though, and we also don't have the 3rd degree, but the 3rd degree is kind of suggested by the context. It's sort of evident that this chord is major. I mean, we could possibly play it like that. It will have the same vibe, but if we make it minor, it doesn't really fit the mood of the song. And this is the type of situation when we rely on the context to suggest the missing notes from the chord. So this Intermedia, when we play it all together, and here I wanted to leave some air, and therefore there is a 6/4 time signature. 6/4 time signature because adding another bar of 4/4 it's way too long, and if I just leave it short as it should be, it doesn't give enough space. And this is why I just added 2 more beats, and therefore the time signature is 6/4 at this moment. And this is the Intermedia. It repeats one more time. Here we start the verse section. So this verse section roughly goes in unison with the lead guitar, and this creates this interesting vibe. You know, in many tracks you can hear electric guitars doubled with a steel string acoustic. It creates very interesting ringy, nice effect, and doubling this melody here to a certain degree, not entirely, but it creates the same type of vibe. It's like a very gentle bell-like melody when they're played together. So here we've got C sharp minor, this time it's arpeggiated, and here, so we start from a 5th string, C sharp, G sharp, C sharp again, and here we play D sharp, it's in the bar, and there is a hammer on E, and on top we play another C sharp. So the next chord is another open position chord. It's G sharp minor, but with B in the bass. B is the 3rd degree of the chord. And this is another very beautiful voicing of these chords. So I've got B, G sharp, D sharp here, and also we play open second string, which is the third degree of the bass, so it's like doubling it but in an octave. It just adds a little bit of ringy flavor. So the two chords together, and there is arpeggiation after this strumming just to fill in the space. So we start from the fourth string is G sharp. So G sharp, then open first string, open second, and then third string. So the chord. The next chord is A major, and we play it here, and the construction is just the same as with C sharp minor. We do the hammer-on thing. So we start from the fifth string, A, E, A, open second string is B, we hammer on C sharp, is the third degree of the chord, and on top we've got open first string, which is E. And the next chord is E major, again open position with third degree in the bass, G sharp in this case. So you can see that it kind of resembles the same two chords that we started with: C sharp minor, G sharp minor with third degree in the bass, and then we kind of do this imitation type of thing. It's an approach that's used very often, especially in classical music. So now this entire section. You can see here we've got the same arpeggiation starting from the fourth string. Then we move to the next section. It starts again from C sharp minor with the same figure, but this time we go upwards and we go to B major, but again with third degree in the bass, which provides the upward movement. And this is again this open position chord. We've got D sharp here, we've got B on the third string, and F sharp on second string. And then there is an interesting figure right after that. We go down to B. We hit B on the first string and also open second string, which is also B. So we've got an octave. And then we play A, which is like the seventh, and it leads beautifully to E major, which is the next chord, but E major sus4, which resolves to E major. So open sixth string, A on the first string, again open second string, and we resolve here to G sharp, which is the third degree of E major, and we just double the lead guitar. So it's a slide down to F sharp together with open second string, open first string E, and again F sharp here together with open second string. So and at the end we've got a small figure which leads us back to C sharp minor. So it's slide to E on the fifth string, then open first and open second string, and then D sharp here, which leads us back to C sharp. So again the second section. Now we start again with C sharp minor, again the same arpeggiating. Again the G sharp minor with B in the bass. And now we have a different type of thing. We've got F sharp major again. If you remember, this is one of the chords that we borrowed. This one is from the dominant key, therefore it brings the Dorian flavor. But it's with third degree in the bass, third degree in the bass, A sharp. You remember, we call this one A sharp here, not B flat. And here there is a small trick, because it's like very difficult to play this chord due to not enough number of fingers, and we need to have this A sharp, then F sharp, A sharp again, C sharp, and on top we need F sharp. We've got 4 fingers, it doesn't really work, and this is why I just do, and just in the last moment I just move this second finger to press F sharp here. It's in the last moment because if you keep this chord all the time, you can cause some string to go out of tune. It's very inconvenient, so you can just do it in the last moment. And then it becomes F sharp minor 7. So F sharp here, and then we play the top 3 strings. Here we've got A, C sharp, and open first string, which is E. This is the 7th degree. So these 2 chords together, it creates a very interesting movement. Like you've got the Dorian feel, and suddenly it's somehow drawn back. So now this section, here we've got again some filler notes, 6th string, 1st, 2nd, slide to G sharp, and then it leads us to the next chord, which is A major 7th, and it's with very interesting voicing and arpeggiation. So we play open 5th string, and there is a slide from G sharp here on the 4th string up to A, then C sharp on 3rd string, then the next note is G sharp on the 2nd string, it's the major 7th, and then we play open 1st string, which is E, it's the 5th of the chord, and then we have another interesting open string, open position shape for B major with 3rd degree in the bass. It's the same shape that you probably saw multiple times during the song. Here we've got D sharp is the 3rd degree of the chord. Here we've got B, here we've got F sharp, and we've got open 2nd string, this is the root, and we also slightly touch 1st open string, which gives us added 11. So from the previous chord, and then we go down to B through C sharp. So and here we play another open string chord. It's B major. We start like a regular major chord, B, F sharp, B, D sharp, and open 2nd string. So, and there is a sequence of 4 chords that change quite quickly, but they're like essential part of the song, and this is also a part that you can see in the full version of the chorus, so it's important to know it well. It's again based on open position chords. It starts with F sharp minor, so F sharp here, C sharp on the 3rd string, A on the 2nd string. This is the same type of chord that Shape of My Heart by Sting starts with. And I used essentially the same 2 chords at the beginning, so F sharp, and then the next one is C sharp minor, but with 3rd degree in the bass, E, so E, C sharp, and here we've got the 5th degree, G sharp. The next chord is E major, and this time it consists only of 2 notes, and this is open 4th string, which is D, and here we've got the 3rd degree of the chord, F sharp, and we don't need the 5th, is kind of self-evident. And finally we resolve to A sus2, so we've got A open 5th string, another A here on the 4th string, here we've got E open 2nd string, this is the sus2, and we've got open 1st string, which is again E, so the entire figure. So if we start from this section, and again here we do the same type of filler notes, 4th string, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Then we continue again with C sharp minor, the same arpeggiating, then G sharp minor, the same arpeggiating as before. And this time we have another new chord, new just for this part. It's D major, it's the same shape that we used before. You already know it's the first chord that we borrowed. We borrowed it from the subdominant key of F sharp minor. This is D major added 9, so we've got this shape, you know this as a C major shape from the cage system. So we start from 5th string, we play then F sharp, E, D, and open 1st string, E. And the next chord is A major. It feels like a resolution because of this chord. So we just strum it, and again this hammer on with the pinky on 2nd string. And then we have some filler notes. We play the chords, and then we lift the pinky, and we do an upstroke, which creates this movement here. It's important for the voicing. And then we've got a sequence of several open string chords. We start again with this F sharp minor, 7 added 11, and we move the same shape upwards, and it becomes G sharp minor added flat 13. Then we've got open string chord again, it's A major added 9. So we've got these 4 fingers, and then we've got open 2nd, open 1st string. These 2 strings we have open on all these 4 chords. Then B major, again the same shape with the top 2 strings open. And finally we move the same shape up to D, and here we've got 6, 9 chords.
Oh, okay, I see what you did there.
So this is D major added 9, and this is the 6th here, open 6 string. So the entire sequence. And we put some filler strokes at the end just to raise the tension, and this is where we enter into the chorus part. The chorus part is the same chord progression that we started at the beginning with the intro, but this time it's a little bit brighter, more open. We have a lot of open strings, so here instead of this shape we use the C sharp minor 7 chord with the open top strings. Most of the chords here in this song have open second and open first string, so this is just like to make it easier to understand. Here is the shape that we just used a moment ago, G sharp minor, the cheat version, then E major, again this shape, E major, F sharp minor 7/11, again with this open string, E major, this tricky moment with the hammer on D major on the 4th string, and resolving to A major. So yeah, at the end it's not power chord this time, it's A sus2, just to have the same open strings here. The second repetition, and this is the same as in the intro, but this time the G sharp major chord is full and it's on an offbeat. And again these transition chords like from the Addams Family movement, but this time they're even fuller, so we've got again the A sharp, the F sharp, C sharp, and on top we've got another F sharp, so it's like a power chord with the 3rd degree in the bass. We move the same shape one more whole step upwards, thus it becomes G sharp major with 3rd degree in the bass. So, and then we go again with the same chords, and here comes this sequence that we also have in the verse, and at the end we've got a chord that hasn't appeared so far. It's B major 7 sus4. So B, A, this is the 7th here on the 4th string. With the pinky we've got E, and this is the sus4. We've got open top strings again, and then we make it major here by moving the pinky and pressing down here D sharp. So and then we go again into this intermedia, and this time we don't wait so long, we don't have this 6/4 measure, we go immediately into the verse. This second verse is pretty much the same as the first one, just at the end there is a different kind of sequence which leads us to the chorus. So I will go quickly through it and I will just explain the difference at the end. So instead of We've got open string chords, pretty much the shapes that we already saw several times. So this is the F sharp minor 7/11, G sharp minor with added flat 13, A major added 9, and again this shape from the chorus is F sharp major with 3rd degree in the bass, A sharp in this case, but this time there is also open first string, which is 7th, so it's F sharp major 7th with A sharp in the bass. So the whole sequence. And we kind of elevate the tension, and we're back again to the chorus. And this one is the same as the previous one. And then after the chorus ends with this B7 sus4 and then B major 7, dominant 7, we go into the solo, which is in another key. And here is the interesting thing. This B major, it serves as a 7th degree in C sharp minor, but also serves as a dominant in E major and E minor. And this is the trick how we flawlessly move into E minor. So and this is the solo. So it's just 2 chords, except the sequence at the end, which will lead us back to the original key. So it's E minor 7. It's just very simple chord. You should know this. Open strings, and here we've got the 7th degree with the 3rd finger in the on the 2nd string. And the next chord is C major sharp 11. So this is C. We mute the 4th string. We play 3rd open. Here we've got the 9th. And here we've got the sharp 11. This is F sharp. It adds very interesting type of brightness in this chord. At the end we've got just one transition chord, which is G major 6. So it's open 4th string, open 3rd string, another D here, and open 1st string, and this is the 6th. So the 2 chords. And this thing repeats 3 times, and then there is this section which will lead us back to the key of C sharp minor. It's the sequence of A minor 7, G major, A minor 7. You know this shape, it's very simple. It's like regular A minor, but without the 3rd finger. So we have open 3rd string is the 7th. Then G major in some kind of simpler shape. We mute the 5th string, so we play 6th, and then open 4th, 3rd, 2nd. And then we've got this very interesting shape for F major. It's again the cheat fingering. We've got the root here, F, then we've got the 5th C here with the pinky. We mute the 4th string. We've got 2nd finger pressing on 2nd string, and this again another C. And here we've got 3rd finger for 3rd string, and this it does hammer on from open string to A, and this is the same type of hammer on that we saw through several chords so far. And then open string again, and this section is actually another imitation of section from the chorus. So, and it ends on C major. You can see the resemblance. Then we've got D major with some open strings, in this case open third string and open first string, and we do arpeggiation, so fifth string, fourth, third, then we jump to first, second, third, and finally fourth. And right after that we play this B major with open strings again, and if you remember from a moment ago, this B major is the chord that brought us to E minor, and now we are using the same chord to bring us back to C sharp minor. So we've got we're here at the last chorus. It starts a little bit easy, just like with the initial version of the chorus at the beginning of the track. And here the drums enter, and then we've got the full version with the open string chords. And it goes exactly the same way as the other two choruses. And of course it ends with and here we go to the outro of the song, which is the same four chords from the beginning. So that's everything for today's episode. I hope you find it interesting, and thank you very much for watching, and let me know in the comments below which is your favorite track of Opus 8090 and why. And if you like my work, consider supporting me on Patreon on the links down in the description, where you can get access to many interesting things like tabs, like tab of this song for example, audio downloads, exclusive materials, and many more, and the membership starts as low as $3 per month. And now you can also support the channel by using the YouTube membership program by clicking the join button below the video. And if you prefer to support me by a single donation, you can use the PayPal me link also in the description. If you're a first time viewer, please subscribe to my channel and click that bell notification button to get informed when I upload new video. See you next time, and remember, practice makes perfect.